Welcome to Max Asian. 2026 came packed and it means business. This month we have it all. Legal thrillers with an all-female cast that won't let you catch your breath, romances that will warm your heart from the very first episode, a serial killer who will make you question everything you believe about justice, and a romantic comedy with a baby so adorable you'll want to pause the video just to look at him. And as if that weren't enough, there are also rumors of historical C-dramas that fans of the genre have been waiting months for. But before we get into the video, it would really help me out if you took a moment to hit like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for your support. Number 1. Honor. Yoon Ra-young, Kang Shin-jae, and Hwang Hyun-jin have been inseparable for 20 years. They met in college, bonded by a shared passion for justice, and built the L&J firm together, specializing in defending women who are victims of crimes. 3 friends, 3 lawyers, 1 code. But there is a secret buried 2 decades ago that none of them has ever brought up again. Until now. When that past resurfaces as a scandal, their professional and personal lives start to fall apart at the same time. The drama raises a question from the very first episode that never lets go. Does the desire for revenge have a statute of limitations? Lee Na-young perfectly conveys the fragility of a woman who has built her entire identity around honor, and Jung Eun-chae and Lee Chung-ah complement her with a chemistry that makes you believe the 20-year friendship without any effort. It is based on the Swedish series Hater, and the Korean adaptation goes deeper into the emotional layers than the original. The pacing drags a little in some middle episodes, but the moral premise and the ending make it worth it. Number 2. Bloody Flower. Can murder be justified if the outcome is saving millions of lives? Lee Woo-geom is a former medical student turned serial killer. He has killed hundreds of people in experiments he calls necessary and claims those experiments led him to develop a universal cure for incurable diseases. His condition for revealing it: no prosecution for his crimes. That is where the other 2 leads come in. Park Han-joon is the defense attorney who knows what Woo-geom did, but his daughter is gravely ill, and that cure might be the only way out. Cha Yi-yeon is the prosecutor on the case who refuses to leave the victims without justice, even if the entire world is asking for mercy. Ra-yoon is chilling in the role, with that quiet calm that is more unsettling than any emotional outburst. Sung Dong-il brings a depth that makes you understand the attorney's position without necessarily agreeing with it. The prosecutor's character feels slightly less developed than the other 2, but the premise is so powerful it pulls you in anyway. Number 3. Our Universe. Sun Tae-hyung and Woo Hyun-jin are in-laws who cannot stand each other. He is a photography assistant, a free spirit, carrying a pain buried years ago. She is a recent college grad looking for her first job, all order and responsibility. They have nothing in common. But an accident changes everything. Their older siblings die and leave behind Wooju, a 20-month-old baby who needs them both. Overnight, they have to live together, figure out how to be parents without a manual, and grieve while making breakfast for a child who cannot wait. What sets this story apart is that it never reduces itself to pure light comedy. There is real emotional weight, and the baby is genuinely adorable on screen. Bae In-hyuk and Ro Jong-awi work well together. He is reserved and measured in his gestures. She is expressive and warm. The love triangle is already building tension in the currently airing episodes. One of the sweetest picks of the month. Number 4. Unveiled, Jade wins. Picture this. During the Lantern Festival in the Tang Dynasty, Princess Huyashu dies mysteriously. But when Li Pei, head of the Royal Guard, and Shui Hai investigate the case, they discover she was not the victim, she was the killer. She avenged betrayals and escaped a marriage she never chose. From there, the 2 dive into a series of dark cases inside the Imperial harem. And along the way, Li Pei uncovers the truth behind a murder that happened 10 years ago involving the Prime Minister and a concubine. Fans of Wang Xingwei know him as the second lead from The Story of Cunning Palace, an absolute gem of a drama. Now he leads this show alongside Bai Lu, and the 2 bring a story that promises action, intrigue, and a romance that builds slowly through investigations. Bai Lu has mentioned in several interviews that this drama has a lot of intense action sequences, which adds a layer you don't always see in this genre. The trailer looks stunning and expectations are sky high. We'll have to see if the execution lives up to the hype. Number 5. How Dare You? iQIYQI unexpectedly finds herself inside the world of a novel, not as a reader, but as a character. And in that world, she crosses paths with Chang'an, a man going through the exact same thing. The two are outsiders trapped in a story they didn't write, with rules they don't fully understand, and a cruel prophecy that says one of them won't survive to see the ending. As they navigate the intrigues of a kingdom that isn't theirs and alliances shift with every episode, something starts to develop between them that was never in the script. Starring Wang Chuan and Ryan Cheng, two actors who generate a lot of excitement together. The concept of leads who get pulled into a novel or fictional world is one of the most addictive tropes in the genre, and here they mix it with comedy, enemies to lovers, and a political tension that promises twists. The promotional images are stunning. This could be one of the most entertaining C-dramas of the year, but we'll have to see if it keeps the pace through all the episodes. Number 6. The Art of Sarah. Sarah Kim is the president of the Asian branch of a luxury brand. Her name is everywhere, but no one has ever seen her in person, which makes her an almost phantom figure in her own world. Everything changes when a body turns up in a sewer beneath an exclusive district of Seoul and is identified as hers. Detective Park Moo-gyung takes the case, and as he investigates, he discovers that Sarah has no clear records of any kind and has been living under multiple identities for years. Shin Hae-sun does incredible work, handling the different layers of a character you never quite figure out, and Lee Jun-hyuk sets the pace as the detective with that quiet intensity he already showed in Stranger years ago alongside her, as it happens. Director Kim Jin-min, who made Extracurricular and My Name, gives the series a dark and elegant aesthetic that works really well with the story. The first 7 episodes hold a solid pace, the ending sparks debate, and not everyone will be satisfied, but the journey is worth it. Number 7. Love Phobia. Unveiled built an AI dating app that promises the perfect romance. She is practically the proof that it works. She has spent years matching others with near mathematical precision while making sure to keep love out of her own life. Han Sung-hyun is a romance novelist who firmly believes human emotions cannot be replaced by algorithms, and that everything Baya does is a technological facade. The two cross paths, and what starts as a clash of worldviews gets complicated when he begins to see the real pain behind her efficiency front. Yeonwoo and Kim Hyun-jin bring an interesting cast to a premise that blends technology, romance, and trauma in a way that, in 2026 with AI everywhere, feels more relevant than ever. The concept is fresh, and the trailer got strong reactions. The question is whether the execution lives up to that initial tension between the leads, and whether they make you care about what they feel beyond the tech hook. Number 8. In Your Radiant Season. Song Ha-ran is the chief designer at the most prestigious fashion house in Korea. On the outside, she is elegant, composed, and flawless. On the inside, she has been trapped in an emotional winter for years, ever since she lost someone important 7 years ago. Sun Woo-chan is a character designer at an animation studio, as bright and radiant as a summer vacation, but also carrying fragments of a past accident that show up without warning. The two meet by chance, and that chance encounter starts making cracks in Ha-ran's carefully built routine. Lee Sung-kyung always delivers, and here she has a character with enough layers to really sink into. Chae Jong-hyop, coming off Serendipity's Embrace, brings that warmth that makes the contrast between the two leads click. There is a mystery thread tied to Chan's past that isn't entirely clear yet, but promises twists. The drama just premiered, so we'll have to see how it develops that mix of romance and secrets, but the start raises solid expectations. Number 9. Pearl in Red. Kim Dan-hee loses her twin sister under circumstances that were no accident. When she uncovers the truth behind what happened, she makes an extreme decision. She abandons her own identity and starts living as her sister to infiltrate the Adel Group, the powerful family responsible for it all. At the same time, Baek Jin-ju, who also lost someone because of that same group, reinvents herself as Chloe Lee, a successful consultant with an agenda very different from what it appears. The two women operate on the same board without yet knowing what the other is doing, and when their paths start to cross, revenge becomes a much more dangerous game. This is the daily drama format. 100 episodes, a slow pace, intense family drama with constant twists. It is not for everyone, but if that style works for you, the premise of two leads with false identities inside the same company is quite solid. Park Jin-hee in a dual role as twin sisters is one of the main draws of the cast. Number 10. Love story in the 1970s. In the 1970s, Fei-ni is a factory worker with one clear goal: to change her destiny through education. She does not have much, but she has determination to spare. Mu Yan is a brave young man who has been in her corner from the start, and when circumstances force the two of them to fake a marriage in order to get housing and help their families, they start building something neither of them expected. Everyday life, shared challenges, and dreams that slowly begin to intertwine form the foundation of a story that bets on slow and genuine romance. Dramas set in the 1970s and 80s have a special kind of charm, that period texture that, when done well, pulls you completely into the story. Number 11. Dream of Golden Years. Picture this. It is 1983, and a woman the business world calls a corporate slave decides she has had enough. Instead of backing down, she pushes forward. She dives headfirst into a business world that was not designed to welcome her, disproves the rumors circulating about her one by one, and builds her own path from scratch through hard work and intelligence. This is not a rescue story or a romance that defines her. It is a story entirely centered on her transformation, and how her decisions impact the people around her. An all-female lead in a period business drama is always an interesting bet, and here the 1980s setting gives it a texture that sets it apart from contemporary corporate dramas. The cast includes actors who generate strong expectations, though there is still no official confirmation of a release date. Number 12. Generation to Generation. In the turbulent world of the Jianghu, where sex rule with strict codes and secrets more dangerous than any blade, we follow Kai Zhao, a young woman who ends up entangled in the rigid system of the Qingque sect. There she meets Mu Qingyan, a man shaped by tragedy and a distrust that does not break easily. Both are caught in a web of ancient intrigues, silent betrayals, and truths that have stayed buried for years. As the tensions between factions begin to escalate, Mu Qingyan's true identity threatens to change everything. This is not just a slow-burn romance, it is a wuxia where loyalties weigh heavier than love, and every decision can cost a life. The drama blends mystery, martial politics, and slow-simmering emotions. With Zhou Yiran and Bao Shangen leading the cast, the series looks to be one of those wuxia dramas that surprise you more through atmosphere than spectacle. If it hits strong from the first episode, it could become an unexpected gem of the genre in 2026. Number 13. The Practical Guide to Love. Lee Yui-young is a woman who has her life perfectly organized. A solid career, stability, professional respect. The only thing that does not fit is love. Tired of leaving it to chance, she decides to tackle the matter head-on and steps into the world of blind dating, convinced that love can also be planned. Along the way, two completely different men appear. One represents security and a stable future, the other, emotion and uncertainty. And that is where the drama finds its strength. It is not a simple choice between good and bad, but between two real and valid ways of loving. The series explores adult romance from a mature perspective, without unnecessary exaggeration. With Han Ji-min leading the cast, this drama has that intimate, reflective tone that calls to mind more realistic romantic stories. If it keeps the balance between light comedy and emotional depth, it could be one of the most talked about romances of the year. That's all for now. As you can see, 2026 didn't come in quietly. We've got K-dramas for every taste, C-dramas that historical fans have been waiting months for, and a few rumors we're hoping get confirmed before the month is over. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming content. Let me know in the comments which of these stories you're most excited to watch. See you in the next video.